What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Today we are going to go over our September 13th roster update predictions. As always, let me know down below in the comment section who you guys think is going to go up and who is going to go down and anywhere in between. As always, make sure to leave a like down below on these videos if you guys are enjoying. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, really would appreciate that. And with that being said, let's get right into it. This, of course, is going to be coming out on Friday. I know the last couple updates have been coming out on Thursdays, but this one is going to be on Friday, and I'm hoping for a pretty big update. You guys might remember the last roster update we got. I would not even consider it a roster update. We did not get a new diamond, we did not get a good gold, so I am going to predict that we're going to get a quite substantial roster update this time around. And with that being said, we're going to start with Tim Anderson right here, who was on my roster predictions last time. I had him going gold, and I still have him going gold this time as well. In the last 30 days against lefties, hitting 355, 645 slug, 2 home runs, 5 extra base hits. Against righties, hitting 361, 554 slug, 2 home runs and 12 extra base hits, 23 strikeouts, 2 walks. So I don't really see that 31 discipline moving at all, but I'm going to say a +2 to a 81 overall gold for Tim Anderson, finally hitting for a little bit more power with a 645 and 554 slug within those last 30 days respectively. And I think he's been super good. The White Sox have been casually pretty solid. Of course, they're kind of buried behind the Indians and the Twins in that AL Central, but do not group them together with the Royals and the Tigers. They are definitely not at that trash, atrocious level. Then also Jose Abreu, I do have going up to gold. He was gold earlier in the year. I'm going to say a +1 right here to get back to that gold threshold. Against lefties, hitting 455, 818 slug. Righties hitting 303, 579 slug, 5 home runs and 11 extra base hits, 22 strikeouts and 8 walks. Jose Abreu, I think he's just a very solid player, very consistent. I think he has an OPS of around like 850 this year, and I think he deserves to be in that gold standard once again with Tim Anderson. I think that he is just a good player, and I don't think he deserves down to be in the silver threshold. So I am going to have both those two White Sox going up to gold in this update. Moving over to the New York Metropolitans, a guy who I don't remember what hit streak he ended on. I think it was like 25, because I know his hit streak is no longer living. A lot of people were quite pissed that he did not get a player of the month or a top snell card for that, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have him getting a +2 to a gold, but I don't know. It's possible he could only get a +1, but he should get an upgrade regardless. The reason why I have him going gold is because he does not strike out. 8 strikeouts within the last 30 and only 58 strikeouts on the entire season and 429 at bats. But in the last 30 against lefty, he's hitting 556 with a 667 slug. Righty is hitting 392, 514 slug, and on the season hitting 361 versus left-handers in 2019. I personally think that that contact boost and vision boost would be enough to get him to gold, but we're going to have to wait and see. But on paper, I would say that he does deserve to be a gold catcher based off his offensive value. The next one, we're going to be looking at another catcher, and I think it is about time that we do see a live series diamond catcher, and there's no better option than JT REALMUTO. A lot of people once again thought he deserved a card within the August month, but he did not get one. I'm gonna have him getting a +2 to a diamond right here against lefties in the last 30, hitting 240, 440 slug. Don't worry, because he is hitting 290 on the season against left-handers, so I don't think that deserves a downgrade. But versus righties in the last 30, hitting 365, a 797 slug, 7 home runs, 16 extra base hits, and on the season a 278 batting average, 484 slug against righties. I think he does deserve a boost right there against right-handers. To be honest, I think he probably deserves better fielding as well. I don't think they're going to give it to him, but he does deserve it. I think he deserves to be an 85 overall. He's clearly the best catcher in baseball as we speak, and I think he's had so hot of a streak that he does deserve that diamond upgrade. So JT REALMUTO, I have him going up to an 85. Over to the Chicago Cubs, Nick Castellanos. I really shouldn't have to explain much. He's already going for gold value, for Christ's sakes. I don't know how they missed going to gold if he got a POTM card. It really shouldn't make that much of a difference. I have him getting a +3. Guess lefties 375, 750 slug. Righties hitting 333, 655 slug in the last 30, and that's even with him cooling off a little bit He's going to be a goal player, fair to say. Not much else I really should have to talk about that one. Here's an interesting one. Eugenio Suarez. Not a lot of people talking about him this year. He has 44 home runs. I believe he is 5th in the league behind, Pete Alonso, Yelich, Bellinger, and Trout, and all those guys right there. But in the last 30 against lefties, hitting 471, 1,059 slug, 3 home runs, 4 extra base hits. Righties hitting 291, 646 slug, 9 home runs, 10 total extra base hits, 34 strikeouts, and 7 walks. So that vision might go down a little bit, but I think we're really looking for a power upgrade with Suarez right here, and that's what he's going to get. I have him getting a +2, but if they do move his contact down as well, which I don't think they will, he's hitting about 260 on the year. If they keep it there, I'll say a +2 to an 83, if not a +1 to an 82, but he should definitely change his card a little bit and get more power because he's hitting for a lot of home runs right now. Here we have another diamond player over for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's going to be MARTE. They moved him up to an 84 last time. I do think he does deserve it. He's just been so hot. I remember talking earlier in the year, he's kind of been an average or below average player his whole career, but I think he's just been so good this year that he does deserve it, especially with this certain statistic. Against the lefties in the last 30, hitting 381, 571 slug. Righties hitting 371, 771 slug, 8 home runs, 11 extra base hits, and a 583 slug on the season versus right-handers, and that's really the statistic that is keeping him from diamond right now, besides arm accuracy, which is still at a weird 32, which makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. But anyway, power versus righties at a 65, a 583 on the season, definitely deserves a boost right there, and especially 771, 8 home runs within the last 30. I do think that's enough to get him a +1 to an 85 overall. There's still some time to invest, going for 3.6, but I would hurry if you do want to cash in on MARTE. Finally, our last offensive player we're going to be looking at is Justin Turner. I do think he's going to get a +1. I don't have him going to diamond quite yet. I did think he was deserving of a POTM card. Maybe he's going to get a signature card at some point this year. I'm not really too sure. But against lefties in the last 30, hitting 500, 1,115 slug, 5 home runs, 6 extra base hits. Righties hitting 237, 508 slug. He does have a 294 batting average against righties on the season, so I don't see that going down because he has been good entirely. I don't think he quite has the makeup to go diamond yet, but of course the Dodgers should be playing deep into October, maybe make a 3rd consecutive World Series and lose, but Justin Turner should have an opportunity to go diamond, so I think that is somebody that you might want to start investing in. Now let's move on to the pitchers, starting with Tropicana Field. We are talking about Ryan Yarbrough again, and I do have him going gold, a +1. I think he really deserves it. He has been really, really good, really solid, and really kept the Rays in the hunt. I think they're now the #1 team of the wild card and have a good-sized lead, about a 3-game cushion between them and the Indians to remain in a playoff spot. A 2.3 ERA, 193 opponent batting average, 0.73 whip, 32 strikeouts, 1 walk given up, 2 home runs in 31 and a third inning pitched. Once again, that walks per nine just has to be a lot higher. We've seen that with Hyun-Jin Ryu, and he definitely deserves it because he is not allowing base runners by the term of base on balls. And then I just think overall his hits per nine could go up as well. 193 opponent batting average. He had an insane month of August. He got a diamond card, but once again, as we saw with Nick Castellanos, that should not they should not criticize his live series card for that, and he should be going up to a gold. Here we have over with the Cleveland Indians, Mike Clevinger, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. He did miss a substantial amount of time, but since he's came back, he's been insane. 36 and 2/3 innings pitched, 2.21 ERA, 206 opponent batting average, 1.09 whip, 50 strikeouts, 12 walks given up, and 2 home runs. Once again with Clevinger, the really thing that's keeping him back is his walk ratio. 12 and 36 innings pitched is still a little bit more than you would like. I don't see that moving, but his strikeouts or his K per 9 definitely should be going up to around that 90s mark. I'm going to say a +1 to an 84, joining his teammate Justin Bieber as 84 overall starting pitchers, and possibly if they make the playoffs, he could have a run towards diamond. We're going to have to see, but I'm going to say a +1 to an 84. Moving over to the Houston Astros, I do want to say quickly, I do expect Garrett Cole to get upgraded at least a +1. He's been absurd as of late, but I'm not gonna talk too much about him. Will Harris is the guy we're gonna focus on because I think he could be another new gold, getting a +2 from a 78 overall. Will Harris has been super solid, ERA under 2 on the season, 11 and 2/3 innings pitched, has a 1.54 ERA, 128 opponent batting average, 0.6 whip. Then he also has 17 strikeouts and 2 walks, 208 opponent batting batting average on the season. I'm going to say a +2 to an 80 overall, super consistent, and exactly what the Astros have been needing. Of course, a really strong bullpen this year, and he's definitely been a big hand in that. Moving on to the National League, talking about Patrick Corbin. I don't think diamond quite yet, but he is somebody who I think is going to get there at some point this year, possibly. If I just feel like they really don't look at Nationals players all that much. It took Juan Soto so long to get upgraded. Steven Strasburg is in dire need of another upgrade. You know, Anthony Rendon should probably be in the 90 overalls if we're going to keep it a buck. But Patrick Corbin, 1.97 ERA, 182 opponent batting average, 1.09 whip, 38 strikeouts, and 15 walks. That's what's going to hold him from being diamond right now, is he's still giving up a few too many walks for my liking in order to achieve diamond status. So I'm going to say a +1 to an 84 with potential of getting diamond later on in the year. Over to the Chicago Cubs, another guy that I'm getting really sick of talking about is Yu Darvish. I don't know how the hell, once again, he is not gold, but he's going to be gold, or he at least better should be. 25 1/3 innings pitched, 2.49 ERA, 204 opponent batting average, 0.83 whip, 32 strikeouts, and 2 walks for a 46 walks per 9. Get him to gold. I'm really getting sick of talking about it. On to the next one for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to have my third diamond player, which I think that would be a new record for MLB The Show 19. I think we've only seen two diamonds per. I think we have 3 worthy candidates this time, and Felipe Vasquez is another one. It's a guy who I think is kind of getting overlooked sometimes because he does play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who don't win a whole bunch of games for being a closer, but he definitely deserves it once you see him pitch. He's probably one of the best closers in baseball, you know, right with Aroldis Chapman and whatnot. I see him getting a +1, 12.2 innings pitched, 5 for 7 on save opportunities, 1.42 ERA, 167 opponent batting average, 0.63 whip, 15 strikeouts and 1 walk, a 199 opponent batting average on the season, and 13.5 K per 9, which is a record or his personal best within his career. I see him getting a +1 to an 85 overall. There's still time to invest, only going for 2.6 K. Highly recommend that you guys start getting some on him. Then finally, our last pitching upgrade, we're going to be looking at Jack Flaherty. Yes, I said it right that time. Getting a +2. He's been super good. Of course, got a 91 overall card within the month of August, player of the month. 40 innings pitched, 0.68 ERA, 147 opponent batting average, 0.70 whip, 46 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Once again, that was his issue before. He's starting to really limit his walks. I see that getting upgraded within the 60s. A +2 to an 83. Jack Flaherty, if the Cardinals can make their way into the postseason, which right now I don't really know if they're going to. Maybe he could make a run towards diamond. I'm not too sure. His stamina is also kind of low for him to get there, but I do see a +2 to an 83 right now. Let's move on to our 4 downgrades, starting out with the Minnesota Twins. Don't like reporting on this one, but of course I do not keep bias within here. You guys know Minnesota native. Jose Barrios, I do have him going down to a silver. He has not been as effective this year, as increasingly as of late. 26.2 innings pitched, 6.75 ERA, 3.30 opponent batting average, 1.85 whip, 29 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 6 home runs given up on the season. Opponent batting average of 254. I maybe could see him just giving him a -1 to an 80. I think that's going to happen regardless, but I do think he does deserve to go down to silver with the way he has been pitching this year. So that is my first one. On to the next one, another guy I'm getting kind of sick of mentioning, and if he doesn't get downgraded this time, I'm just going to forget about it. But Rhys Hoskins, every time I do make another roster prediction video, he hits even worse. Against lefties, hitting 150 with the 300 slug. Against righties, 194 with the 389 slug. That's not really too much else to say. His contact needs to go down, and his power as well. He still gets on base, I know, just like Bryce Harper, even though Bryce Harper started to tune it up and should get an upgrade, by the way. But he does not hit for contact, and that is what you look for in this statistic. So I do see him getting a -1 to a silver, 79 overall. Here's an interesting one, of course. When you talk about having 3 new diamonds, you have to have at least one player get downgraded. Unfortunately, I could really only think of one worthy candidate, which I do believe that he does deserve it, and that is Hyun-Jin Ryu. Now, of course, he was so hot. He looked like the automatic Cy Young choice within the National League, but has definitely struggled as of late when you look at it. Within the last 30, a 7.27 ERA, 3.27 opponent batting average, 1.69 whip, 25 strikeouts, 8 walks, and 5 home runs given up in 26 innings pitched. And then if you look at his stats since the break, a 2.78 opponent batting average, Before that, he only gave up 10 walks in 109 innings pitched. He's given up 14 in the last 52 and 2/3. I do see him getting a -1 to a gold. I think he's the most deserving to go down to a gold out of all the live series diamonds that we have right now. So I do think that he is going to get downgraded. Finally, our last downgrade is Manny Machado. I don't see him going down to gold, obviously, but I do see him getting a -1 to an 86. He's been hot and cold. He started off cold with the Padres, then got on a real hot streak, and now he's back to being kind of cold. Against lefties, hitting 250, 667 slug, 2 home runs, 5 extra base hits. I don't see a power downgrade, but righties hitting 239, 310 slug. I see righty downgrades, and then also contact versus lefties being the downfall for Machado. Only a 403 slugging percentage versus right-handers this year on the 2019 campaign. So I see a -1 to an 86, but nothing too drastic for Machado. But that is going to do it for my roster predictions for September 13th. Of course, this Friday the 13th, should be pretty interesting. As always, let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think? Did I miss anybody? Who's going to get downgraded? Who's going to get upgraded? But if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a good day. There comes out.